Wow, that's entitled Brink. It's Oran Etkin, and it's from What's New, Reimagining Benny Goodman. And we have Oran on the line. Welcome to WPFW.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So you're going to be coming into town next Wednesday at the Hill Center.
Yep.
And my friend Burnett Thompson's been, I guess, the busiest guy in terms of, I don't know how he does it. Produces solo piano concerts at the Arts Center, produces other concerts at the Hill Center, and goes to China every other week.
Yeah, right.
But in any case, he's got you coming into town. So for folks unfamiliar with who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the music and what you've been doing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I got into the music when I was a kid. I was playing since I was little, since I was 4 or 5. But what really turned me on to, really got me hooked was when I heard Louis Armstrong, a recording. My parents got me when I was 9 years old, and that really hooked me. And since then, I was, been playing every moment I can get a chance to play my instrument. I play. So, and I've been living in New York the past. For almost 15 years now.
Oh, really? Where are you from originally?
Well, I was born in Israel.
But
I grew up in Boston.
Okay. And what was that Louis Armstrong album that your parents gave you?
It was actually What a Wonderful World.
Okay.
And then from there, I got into the All-Star. I was deep into the All-Stars.
Oh, sure, of course.
And then from there, I got back into the Hot Fives, Hot Sevens, and all that stuff. But, as a kid, CDs were new then. It was like the first CDs that we had in our house. And they got 2 CDs, a Louis Armstrong CD and a Mozart CD.
Awesome.
And I just...
Well, when I was growing up, LPs were new. And actually, they were around for a while. And my introduction to the music, I was listening to people like Louis Armstrong on Top 40 radio, like he had a hit with Mac the Knife and stuff like that. But somebody played the Benny Goodman Carnegie Hall concert on a New Year's Day afternoon when I was a kid making a model airplane. And so my first album was a Benny Goodman Carnegie Hall concert that I got at Woolworths, And so I've been really intrigued with this reimagining Benny Goodman. It's fascinating. What was your concert with Brink? Tell us about that.
So Brink, in particular, that actually is a tune that I wrote originally for my first album on Motema called Clarinetist, which is with West African musicians.
Okay.
I have a long, ongoing working relationship with musicians from Mali that I've been working with for almost 20 years now. And so we made this album Clarinetist, and I wrote this tune. And then when I as I was, working on all the Benny Goodman stuff, I kind of heard how these West African rhythms work with the swing rhythm, and decided to adapt that piece that I'd written originally for the Mali musicians to this Benny Goodman project.
Okay. Fascinating.
Yeah. And when I was in Mali, I felt like all the rhythms that I heard were rhythms that were familiar to me. It's almost like meeting your long lost family,
Absolutely. So how's it for you in New York in terms of working, getting gigs around the city? How's that been working out for you?
It's good. I mean, New York, it's got a healthy scene. It's got a lot of stuff going on. The great thing I like about it is there's so many different kinds of music.
Absolutely. No, I just had a conversation with Amina Claudine Myers, which was really fascinating. And so it's going to be an incredible week for music. Chico Freeman's playing up in Baltimore tonight and tomorrow night. I'm going to catch him tomorrow night. I haven't seen him in years.
Wow.
And Amina, and then you next Wednesday. So tell us who will be working with you on Wednesday, and what will you be doing?
I'm bringing down my trio from New York, and we're going to be playing music from the Gathering Light project that I have. And we'll also do some stuff from the Reimagining Benny Goodman, but a lot of the stuff from the Gathering Light CD.
They didn't send me the Gathering Light CD. They sent me Wake Up Clarinet.
Okay.
The introduction to to the music, and that's the second CD that came in the mail, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
But the Towson Trio, who's working with you?
So it's Jeremy Clemens, Bean on drums, and Marcos Varela on bass. And we might have a special guest coming to join us as well, Gilad Hexelman.
Okay.
So he's a good friend that I've been playing with for years, so it'd be great to have him as well. So that's the trio, and we're going to be doing some music. I can tell you a little bit about that Gathering Light project as well.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. What are you doing with that?
Yeah, so the idea was, instead of, what we usually do is record an album and then tour that album. So what I wanted to do is kind of switch the model and actually first tour and let the experience of touring and the experience of all the different cultures that I meet influence the creation of the music.
Okay.
So I went on tour to Indonesia, Japan, China, Israel, West Africa, and I took, as much as I could, I worked with traditional musicians in each country, and learned some of the traditional songs and let the rhythms and the melodies and stuff influence the compositions that I wrote, and kind of interweave those with my compositions. So.
And how do you make these contacts? How does that work?
Each one comes out a different way. I mean, the Indonesia thing I was playing in Germany, and there was a festival director from Indonesia there who heard me. So each one comes about kind of in a different way, and then everything kind of leads to something unexpected.
Okay.
Just like the music,
Absolutely.
Improvising our way through life, just like through the music,
Well, we're looking forward to the performance. It's Wednesday night at the Hill Center, which is just an incredible cultural arts center. What they did was, this is an old naval hospital. It's around the same era as St. Elizabeth's Hospital, going back to the 19th century. And this old building has been completely rehabilitated and refashioned into an art center. In fact, there's an art show right now that includes my wife's quilts. She does art quilts that are hanging on the walls on the second floor. So when I see you on Wednesday, I have to take you around to see her art.
Oh, wow.
It's really going to be fun. And again, the Hill Center is at 9th and Pennsylvania, 901 Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast, and you can go to their website, the hillcenterdc.org, for information on the concert. And again, this is also sponsored by Burnett Thompson. And so, again, I don't know how he pulls it off with all the events that he puts on, and then still has his own piano work that he does himself.
Yeah, it's a gem what he's doing and what you're doing as well for the community, bringing the music. I mean, it all really in the end is people making it happen. Without it,
we got to keep it going. In fact, that gets to our point. We're doing fundraising here, and I'm looking for folks to pledge online since we have no phone volunteers. So I'm looking for folks to pledge at WPFWFM.org, and I have between now and midnight $250 to make. So folks, pledge online at WPFWFM.org. And again, this is a network of public stations, but we're completely independent. We're like WBAI in New York. That we're part of that Pacifica network, and so we're completely dependent upon listener support. It's not not an array of underwriting announcements that have the time-consuming aspect of other public radio stations. So we do a little bit more online on-air fundraising than most other stations. And for someone like you, I guess you're really dependent upon radio still.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this music is not pop music. It's music that is passed along from passionate people to other passionate people. Word of mouth and radio and when you have somebody like yourself who's dedicated so much time and love to the music and to spreading it, that's something that that keeps the music alive and keeps it flowing, and keeps people listening to fresh music, and that's what makes people create fresh music. So
absolutely. All right, I really appreciate you calling in tonight. Again, you're going to be at the Hill Center Wednesday night, 7:00. I think is the starting time.
Yep.
And who will be with you again?
Yep, it's my trio from New York. So Jeremy Clemens, Bean, and Marcos Varela, and we may have a special guest as well. Gilad Hexelman might be joining us for part of the performance as well.
And on the recording that you have, What's New, you have Sullivan Fortner piano, Steve Nelson on vibes, and Matt Wilson on drums.
Exactly.
Good company there also. So I have I have you reimagining or reimaging of Lady Be Good with Be Good Lady.
Yep, exactly. Be Good Lady. You know that we took the intro that Benny Goodman did on his recording. He did this little minor intro that I became fascinated with, and I flipped that around and then kind of hid Lady Be Good in there, so maybe the listeners can hear that Lady Be Good and somehow in there.
Absolutely.
Ended up with Be Good Lady.
We're going to get into it right now. Thanks for calling in, and we'll see you Wednesday night at the Hill Center.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.